Modern teenagers are a pretty useless bunch. The fast food, text message generation can't cook, fix a dripping tap, spell, or even add up. Today you can't get a plumber for love nor money, and mending is a lost art. But in the 1960s it was a different story, as these 30 kids are about to find out. They volunteered to go back to school exactly as it was 40 years ago, to experience vocational education in the not-so-swinging 60s. But how will they cope with strict discipline, no modern comforts, and a tough timetable of practical and academic subjects?
Bit nervous. Wasn't nervous before, but I'm getting a bit nervous now.
I'm going to miss the modern world and like music and telly and everything, and my clothes and my mobile.
I think it'll be absolutely fine. It'll be a really good experience, so not worried about that. Just really looking forward to meeting all the people and having a good time for a month.
All these kids are academic underachievers. They've just set their GCSEs and are mostly predicted grades C or below. 40 years ago, they'd have gone to what was called a secondary modern school, where they'd have learned a range of practical life skills, like needlework and typing for girls, and bricklaying and woodwork for boys.
Good afternoon, everyone. Would you all stand, please, for our headmaster, Mr. Richard Fawcett.
Modern education never brands pupils as failures. But in the 1960s, they called a spade a spade.
Please sit down. Well, welcome to Hope Green Secondary Modern, your new school for the next 4 weeks. Through that door lies the 1960s. Now, people think of the 60s as a wonderful swinging era of sexual liberation, Carnaby Street, and the Beatles. Well, forget all that. Once you go through these doors, you enter a world which has written you off as stupid. Now, my job, with my staff, is to ensure you leave this school with skills. Skills for life. We're going to push you to the limits of your abilities to help you failures achieve success. You now have 3 minutes precisely to say goodbye to your families.
Apart from the occasional letter, this is their final contact with the modern world. For most of the kids, it's the longest they've ever been away from home.
Didn't realise you're live at this much.
Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to wave goodbye to your children, you'll be seeing them again at some point in the future.
So can these academic failures succeed? Will they prefer learning by doing to learning through books? Watch this space. In just 4 weeks' time, they'll be taking tough 1960s exams in a range of practical subjects. That'll teach them.
Right, turn over.
40 years ago, the fate of school children was sealed by the dreaded 11 plus. The 20% who passed went to academic, well-funded grammar schools. The failures went to secondary moderns, most of which were educational dumping grounds. But there were a few shining examples of secondary moderns which offered less able pupils a solid education with an emphasis on practical and vocational skills. Boys studied woodwork, metalwork, technical drawing, and bricklaying, whilst the girls learned to cook, sew, and to clean.
Right, come on then, quick as you can. Single file. That's not single file, is it?
Unlike the relaxed approach of modern schools, in the 1960s, pupils were expected to conform to strict rules regarding behavior and appearance. Back then, no trainers or streetwear were allowed at school. Boys and girls wore matching uniforms made from nylon and acrylic, and completely lacking any sense of 60s style.
Oh, no.
Discipline was strict, and pupils were generally expected to remain silent unless spoken to.
Ladies, it'll be much quicker to do this if you do not talk as you have been instructed.
But it's a nigh-on impossible task for pupils Sophia and Sarah.
Before you take the rest of your you. One more word out of you, demerit. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
Thank you. Excellent first impression. Well done.
Thank you.
With uniforms in hand, the transformation of our 21st century teenagers into 1960s pupils gets underway.
Come on, boys, hurry up! When you go into the dormitory, you turn left and left only. You never, ever turn right. Do you understand me? You turn left. What's right? Girls. Left.
Oh, I don't like these shoes.
Get those turned down, boy. You look stupid.
Oh, look, this is
Roll those trousers down. Roll them down. No, you don't put your ties like that. You put your ties properly.
I don't wear hippers.
This bit, the wide bit, longer than that bit.
No.
Oh, yes.
Makeup, nail varnish, the lot. Gone. As quickly as possible, please.
The pupils at Hope Green must relinquish all modern-day items and luxuries. Although Holly is doing her best to hang on to her earring.
But it's got a sleeper.
Don't care. It's get it out now, please.
But it's
Now.
No, can I just
Now.
Please, one thing. Please, one thing.
It's not open to negotiation. Take it out now.
It's got a sleeper.
You know what the rules are. You would certainly not have had that in the 1960s. Get rid of it now. You can have it redone again in 4 weeks' time. Put it in the envelope now. Holly, do it.
That little woman, what's her name? Yeah, Miss Gibson, she's like a terrier. Don't like her.
Now, I just want to tell you a couple of things, right? I am standing here, if you like. I call this a bit of the bridge. You see that door through there, that door? Well, that door is like the Berlin Wall. This side is west, and that side is east. Now, the Berlin Wall was built to stop people from the west mixing with people from the east.
And they put barbed wire there, they had Alsatian dogs, and if anyone tried to go through that door, they would shoot them.
You shall never, ever go anywhere near that door. Don't you dare even knock the door, whisper through it, push letters through it, try and knock it down, because I'm living next door to it. Do I make myself clear? Get that tie tightened up.
Having been warned away from the girls' dorm, it doesn't take the boys long to get up to mischief. With the remains of a dead bird they've found in the fireplace.
I think you dropped your feet.
One of the gentlemen has left us a little present. It's lovely.
It is.
Seriously, you know.
It was Harry, not me.
Yes, I would get in your rings if I was you. Don't be disgusting. Housemaster.
She's going to tell the housemaster now, isn't she?
One of the gentlemen has left us a present. I think the ladies are now in a state of decency. You might like to get one of your gentlemen to deal with it. They've left us a headless pigeon.
Have they? Right. Right, I think I know.
Thank you very much.
Trousers down.
Do that again, Lewis.
Making this bunch of unruly 21st century kids succumb to 1960s school discipline is going to be a challenge.
I am not happy, boys. I am not happy. You are a shower. Your behaviour in the last hour has been, I think, abominable. Some of you... Get off the wall! Get out here! Stand there! Get your hands out of your pockets! Are you capable of going 10 seconds without making a noise? Shut up! Get your hands out of your pockets! You may lead off, sir. You can follow Mr. Vince.
The transformation of our pupils continues with a trip to the barbers.
Take it all off, Barber. Take it all off.
For the boys, a short back and sides, while the girls can have something a little more sophisticated.
No, we all look a bit stupid, so... I think it's horrible. Thank you very much. That's very nice to cut.
Oh my god, it's been well good. It's just been... my hair, it's just like... I love my hair, actually.
They cut all my hair off, which I hate.
I just think it looks good. Like Billy Haley in the comics, I feel like him.
It's just like our teenage dignity has been gone away.
It's really good. I feel like I'm in the 60s. Thanks for my hair, my uniform and everything. I feel like a 60s kind of guy. Thank you. Bye.
It's the start of the very first day of lessons for the pupils of Hope Green Secondary Modern, and the morning begins with assembly.
We're going to start this morning with a hymn. I'd like you to sing the hymn as well as you can. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. Right, would you all stand, please? Now we will sing together, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. Lord, Kumbaya, oh Lord, Kumbaya.
While at most modern schools, religious assembly takes place just once a week, in the 1960s, a Christian service was held every morning and was supposed to be a rousing experience. As the pupils head off to their first class, back in the assembly hall, Sophia has been taken aside by Miss Gibson for backchat.
In this school, when a teacher speaks to you, you do not answer back except say, yes, miss, or yes, sir. That is how this school operates. If you are unable to understand that, then maybe the person you need to be speaking to is the headmaster. You do not speak to adults in the way you just spoke to me. Are you unclear about that in any way at all?
I'm not unclear about that, but I don't see why I should be polite to you if you're just rude to me constantly.
You don't understand then. This is what you're telling me. You don't understand.
I understand
that. But you're doing it right now! I do not want to hear a single word from you.
You're asking me questions I'm going to answer. What do you want me to? If I don't answer you, I get shouted at, and then when I do answer you, I get shouted at. So what am I meant to do? I can't win with you.
You're right. You cannot win with me.
Exactly. So why am I even bothering to try?
Turn around and face that way, please.
Well, this is really going to make a difference, isn't it? I'm really learning my lesson here.
I think you'll find you will, young lady. And
I won't learn my lesson, trust me. My school tried for 5 years. You ain't going to change me. Hi, I'm Sophia, and this is my school. It may look beautiful, but believe me, it is the biggest waste of time ever. I'm a teacher's worst nightmare. That's to put it simply.
I've been Sophia's form tutor now for 5 years. Long time.
I'm rude, and I don't work, and I don't do my homework.
She's not malevolent in any way, but she's cheeky. Particularly when she wants to make a point.
If they do something to me or say something that I don't like, I'll be like, shut up, so you sound like a dickhead, you know you're wrong.
If she feels that she's being wronged in some way, then she's not the sort of student who'll, take it.
No, what was it? I said, shut up. What in hell?
Sophia's greatest moment probably took place outside of school, ironically, when she took part in an anti-war demonstration.
The anti-march was an interesting day. They tried to barricade us at the school. We found a way out. We'll get out there, just ran. And then I went on the anti-war march, and there's loads of pictures of me being dragged off in my uniform by the police, because we sat in the middle of the road outside House of Parliament, all the MPs standing up. They were up in this tower thing, they were all looking down at us. We were all like, "Ooh." And I bought the paper the next day and opened it, and there was this big photograph of Soph and with two policemen dragging her off. And I was like, "You effing this, pigs!"
Sophia is in detention, writing an essay about the value of discipline in society. Mr. Fawcett is called to have a word with her.
Headmaster, this is Sophia, who has been told off for answering back and for rudeness.
Let me make it absolutely clear. Absolutely clear. When you're at this school, you follow the instructions of staff to the letter. Is that understood? There's no place in this school for making my staff's lives difficult, let alone impossible. And don't forget it. You will not.
Hope Green has been fitted out to resemble an authentic 1960s secondary modern, complete with waxy toilet paper, disgusting school dinners, and classrooms designed for a range of practical subjects. Under the tutelage of the formidable Miss Cornelia Wellham, the girls are about to have their first typing lesson, 1960s style. With over 40% of all female school leavers going into clerical work, learning how to touch type is an essential part of a girl's education.
In the commerce class, there's no frantic squabbling over one battered old typewriter. They've got a battery of 36 new machines.
A good secretary was a quick one, and music was one way to raise the tempo.
Carriage, return.
Stand up. My name is Mrs. Wellham, and you're going to address me as Mrs. Wellham. Right, not Miss. And you're going to sit down in complete silence. You're going to give me your full attention, because I have been teaching for a very long time and I never have any trouble with my classes, so you're not going to be the first class that gives me any trouble. Is that quite clear? Say yes, Mrs. Wellham, please. Yes. All right, sit down. I want you to take your 2 sheets of paper and you put them in at the edge and turn until your paper is in, and then you put it under the bar in the front just to hold the paper there. All right? Right. Lift the piece of paper and put your fingers on the home keys. And the home keys are A, S, D, F, semicolon, L, K, J. All right? Sarah, look up, please. I can see that you're going to give me problems, and I don't have problems, so you might as well learn it now. Right? Yes?
I have a problem though.
What's your problem?
My finger.
What's wrong with it?
Swollen.
Yeah, so is mine, dear, but I can still type, so you will. Don't worry, we'll manage. Right. When you type, you must type with an even rhythm, and then you will be... Sarah, if you want to yawn, put your hand up to your face, please. Thank you. You didn't really need to yawn, you're just being very, very stupid. I'm going to put some music on, and I want you to try and keep a rhythm. I'm going to clap to it, and you are going to type to the music so that you have an even rhythm. Right, everybody. A, S, D, F, space, colon, L, K, J, space, A, S, D, F, space, colon, L, K, J, space, A, S, D, F, space, colon, L, K, J, space.
In modern schools, learning to touch type is, generally speaking, being dropped from the curriculum.
Keep going.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can. There's no such word as can't.
But for some pupils, if at first you don't succeed, give up.
Come on, be brave, dear. Of course you can. Everybody can learn to type. Now, put your fingers on the home keys. And now then. Quiet, please. Just keep doing that and do carriage return. Now, come along. Look. A, S, D, S, D. No, the right fingers. Yes, you can, dear. Yes, you can. All right. Honestly. I can't do anything. Yes, you can. When everybody's gone, will you not talk, please, the rest of you? Stop typing, please, everybody. Yes, dear. By all means. No, you've had a break. Sarah may go, nobody else may.
Hi, I'm Sarah. This is my mum and my dad. Can I fix it? It's gonna cost ya. I really want to be a children's TV presenter, but if that doesn't work out, I want to go into something practical like plumbing, because you can charge for really small things ridiculous prices.
I can't see her as a plumber. I think she'd make her customers laugh.
There'll be more floods.
My friends would describe me at school quite the class clown, clumsy, forgetful, but then like the very cheery one who's sometimes quite loud.
It's really down at the moment. I know I'll be able to do it, but it would just take a lot of time, and I just got so frustrated in there with the teacher as well. I just couldn't do it. And also looking around at everyone else was doing like really like good, and then it was just me. I was like really struggling. It was just awful.
The kids are about to begin one of the core academic subjects at Hope Green. Alongside English, history, maths and religion, there'll be geography with the head teacher, Mr. Fawcett.
Well now, geography. So I thought we might see what sort of knowledge we have, first of all, of the British Isles.
Today, geography is supposed to be about the physical and human processes which affect both global and local environments. Back in the 1960s, it was much more basic.
Asante, up here. So shall we start with something easy?
Well, yes, so that would be good.
Which on that map is England?
Around here.
How about Scotland?
Is it that one there, sir?
You see by my reaction. Now, where is Manchester?
It is there, sir.
Alice, you're next. Can you show me on that map where Liverpool is? No. Belfast. No, I'm afraid you're wrong. Sit down, Catamol. Bristol. That is not Bristol. Try again. Haven't been. Right, Bristol.
The government wants 50% of kids to get a degree. And most of these teenagers hope to go on to further education at college or university.
Where do you live?
Central London, sir.
Central London?
Yes, sir.
Which of the towns on that map is Plymouth?
I have no idea, sir. Is it, that one?
No, Rosie, regrettably it isn't. We clearly have a lot of work to do in our 3 weeks together at Hope Green, have we not? I was deeply shocked. It's quite alarming when you see this sort of thing. Today we had a light-hearted session, which I'm going to follow up with a heavy session about knowledge and kit them out so they know where places are for the future.
I didn't think that was London either, because it was kind of quite low, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
thought it was quite low, because
I would have been had a beach by it.
Me and Rosie live in London, and I literally did not think that was London.
I'm probably going to sound really ignorant or something, but honestly, yeah, if I want to go to Wales or Plymouth, then I get a map. I'll get a train.
Yeah.
Back in the 1960s, the traditional roles of men and women were reflected in the classroom. Nowadays, no subject is barred on gender grounds. But back then, for practical lessons, girls and boys were taught separately.
Put your hands up if any of you have heard of rural science.
In the 1960s, rural science introduced animals into the classroom, so the pupils learnt where the food on their plate actually came from. With over twice as many men working on the land 40 years ago, secondary moderns were training the farmers of tomorrow. Children were taught to care for the animals kept at the school, and rural science was a subject enjoyed by kids of all types.
We have two goats here. They're white goats. They're called British Saanen goats. They're very heavy milkers. Only one of the goats is being milked at the moment, but they produce a high yield of milk. So what I'm going to ask now, I'm going to ask somebody like you, put your pen down, go in the pen and go and get me the goat which needs milking.
He's scared.
You can't see much now, he's behind there.
I can't get near him, mate. I can't get near him.
Right, there's only one of him. What about two people having a go? Caller, say something nice to it. What a lovely beard you have.
Lovely bearding, mate.
Right, very well done. Now then, when she starts, gently, caller. What I want now are two volunteers, right, to hold the goat at the front. So what I'm going to do, boys, okay, I've got some warmish water in here with a clean rag, and I've got some special solution just to wipe her udders, and wiping them keeps them clean, but it also encourages her to let down milk. Anybody like to have a go? Have a go at that one. Hold it with your thumb and forefinger. Good boy, that's it. Squeeze the top of it so the milk doesn't go up, and then squeeze the bottom.
And could we like drink that milk that goes?
Yes, oh yes.
I don't like the thought of getting milk out of it, because it's different if you just go shop and buy it, but actually like milking an animal for the milk is weird. It's different.
That's really good. First time? Never done this before?
Yeah, I've never done it.
You've never done it before? Good boy. You're a natural. Anybody else like to have a go?
I want to go.
Come here, come have a go. Easy.
I don't want to have a go.
Piece of cake. Come here, I'll show you. You come and do one, and I'd like you to do it quickly, because if it stops, come here, I'll show you.
I don't want to touch it.
You don't want to do it?
No.
You're afraid of doing it?
Yeah. Let's do it. That's not my kind of thing.
Try not to do it.
It doesn't look too nice, and it's no, I'm not really good at touching animals, but in that position anyway. It's not going to happen.
That's it.
No go.
We got it.
I don't like milk anyway, so maybe if like orange juice came out of it, I wouldn't really mind, but because it's like, I don't like milk and it's disgusting.
Sophia has been in trouble again and is late for needlework.
Mrs. Dunn, sorry to interrupt your lesson. I brought Sophia back. She's looking forward to your lesson, and she's going to do her very best work, and she's going to enjoy it. And I hope to see you later with no other misdemeanors next to your name.
The girls' first needlework project is a kitchen apron and headband.
First thing you need to do is your headband, which you should have folded with the elastic. Who's talking?
For today's throwaway generation, needlework is a complete bore. But back in the 1960s, it was an essential skill. Girls in secondary moderns were taught sewing to ensure that they could run their future homes on a tight budget by making their own clothes and running up the curtains.
She saves pounds, a fact that later on her husband will appreciate also.
Most of you have still got your headbands to finish. Now when I pick... I'm sorry? What sort of behaviour do you consider this?
Naughty.
Very naughty. Perhaps we'll put the practical work away and just do written work.
Hi, my name's Holly. This is my mum and dad. There are two ways of doing things in life, my way or the highway. Although I did fail 11 plus, to go into private school for 5 years, I think it's hugely helped me and got me to where I am now.
She's got glowing reports now.
Yeah, she has got better.
They used to be very dodgy, disruptive influence.
The reason I get into more trouble is because I answer back and I don't take criticism. But I think that's quality.
She's hard to teach anything because she knows how to do it anyway, so why should she listen to other people?
My main aim is to be a really successful estate agent and own lots of property. All the elegancy of going around in a tight suit and having a black car, and just, I love property.
She's certainly a bright character. Whether she's how academically bright she is, I think it has to be, the jury's probably still out on that.
Are you supposed to go to loo? No, you may not.
Having been told to do written work in total silence as a result of their bad behaviour, Holly and her classmates protest with some humming.
Right, you want an extra singing lesson? You can of course have that during your free time. If a teacher makes a comment, you keep silent. You keep silent. Correct. The teacher is
I
never...
think you're lying. Because teachers are human. You'd like to...
Excuse me. You are really determined to get yourself into serious trouble. Leave the room again, please.
Again. Leave the room.
Everybody, put down whatever you have in your hands. Stand up. Push your chairs in. Hands on your heads again. If you want to have free time, you have to learn to behave. Behaving means being silent. Behaving means not laughing. Would you get out of the room and put your hand down?
How are we meant to earn, like, good things if we were really well behaved in lots of our lessons today? And this is us being quite bad, we have to admit, we know we're being naughty, but like in food, in home economics or whatever it's called, yeah?
Will you get out and be silent?
The boys are also having a laugh.
Now when I'm talking, nobody listens. Nobody speaks. Sorry. Right. Right, we'll try that again. Ho, Ben. Ho, Ben. Now as bricklayers, while you're at this school, you're going to be working outdoors. Whether it's sunny, whether it's clear, yeah, whether it's raining, you will be outdoors.
In 1964, more than a quarter of all boys leaving school opted for a career in construction. With the need for new homes reaching a record high, there were twice as many houses being built then as now. Jobs on the site were plentiful. Secondary modern schools train the chippies, plasterers and brickies of the future.
Right now, first thing we're going to do is learn how to actually pick your mortar off the spot board using your trowel. So what you're doing, you're doing what is known as rolling the muck, and you're rolling it into a nice bowl so you can pick it up.
In modern classrooms, even with so-called practical subjects like design and technology, the emphasis is more on theory than practice. In the exam in 4 weeks' time, the boys must build a small erection. But Mr. Nosworthy has his hands full motivating this inept bunch of skivers.
Well, we're supposed to be like spinning it around so we get like the right don't know, mixture or something, and just get it all like moulded together or anything. But I don't really think it needs to be done, to be honest. Good bases, though, aren't they?
Why'd you do that?
I was pulling a brick out in the net. Oh.
You banged it?
Yeah, basically.
Right, stick your thumb in the water. Stop it swelling. Yeah?
Yeah.
When the pain's gone away, you can carry on working.
Right.
Yes? Mr. Hobin, get off your knees.
I can't, sir. It hurts a lot.
You will injure your knees.
That's a risk I'm willing to take, sir.
It is not a risk I'm willing to take. Stand up.
I hate it. And I haven't really done a lot. And I'm not enjoying it. And my legs are hurting and I'm not allowed to sit down. Rubbish. I hate it. Everything about Bricklaying. I've got a cramp on my back.
Oh!
Sir, a lot of Susie, sir.
Oh, you young lads!
Oh, my days.
Oh! That's all right, you just got a little bruise there, yeah?
It's going to spread.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Can I keep it in for a bit more longer?
What are you doing round now? Get round now. Do you want me to report you to the headmaster?
But not all the boys are bored rigid.
Well, it's probably better than going to maths and like sitting down and doing stuff like that. I think it's quite good that we were able to like learn a skill in that. So maybe they should do it like in the 21st century because it's a bit boring just sitting in lessons all the time. But this is quite good. It's all right. Yeah, it's good.
Come in. Yes, please.
After her disruptive behaviour in needlework, Sophia has been summoned to the headmaster's office.
Come and stand by the desk and put your hands behind you. And why am I seeing you?
Because I was rude, sir.
To?
I don't know her name, sir.
To a member of my staff?
Yeah. Sir.
I spoke to you upstairs about this this morning, and what did I say?
You told me not to be rude.
I told you it was totally unacceptable in this school. Totally unacceptable to answer back chat to teachers. Totally unacceptable to be rude to them. So am I going to see any more of this?
Hopefully not, sir.
Hopefully not.
Will it be rude to lie? I can't say definitely not.
Well, I don't think you'd better think that you would get away with doing it again. Off you go.
It's nearly time for lights out. And after a full day at classes at Hope Green, the regime is getting to some of the pupils.
Holly, what's the problem, love? Holly, sit yourself down a moment. What's the problem?
I'm just really upset.
Are you? Well, that's pretty natural on a day like this. It's been a very long day. Holly, look at me. Holly, it's been an extremely long day, hasn't it? Lots has happened. You haven't been given time to think. It's completely natural. Okay, look at me. And it will pass. I bet you're very, very tired now, yes? Deep breath. Go and wash your face, blow your nose, get yourself sorted out, and then we'll get your bed sorted. Yes?
Yeah.
Good girl.
I'm really missing my friends and family. I just like... my mum and dad. I think I thought I'd been here for like a month, but actually I've been here like fucking 24 hours. I think it'll be quite a challenge to run away, so I'll look forward to that.
After just one day at Hope Green, Sophia has decided to throw in the towel.
I'm going home because I can't stand the 60s, I can't stand the teachers, I can't stand the discipline. I prefer to be back at my old school. And all the teachers were wankers there. I really am just going to have to leave.
Pay attention!
It's the girls' first lesson in home economics. That's 60s educational jargon for cookery.
The aim of this lesson is for you to produce 2 perfect Cornish pasties at the end. Now then, I'm going to really see how you are following a recipe and seeing how it goes. And if you want break, you've got exactly an hour to get them done. Stools back under your tables.
A recent survey showed that 4 out of 10 schoolgirls have never cooked a meal in their life. Until now, shoving a frozen pizza into the microwave was about all these 21st century teenagers could manage.
Is that too mushy? Don't you put water in it? No.
Holly doesn't even realise that onions have to be peeled.
Why have we got all this peeling? Look at this peel on here. Your pasty's going to be full of this. This never goes soft. So someone will be eating their pasty and suddenly think, what's this in their mouth? And they'll be bringing out this huge piece of brown onion peel. Take all the peel away, please, and put it in the bin.
In less than 4 weeks, the girls will be required to produce a 2-course meal and bake a cake as part of their cookery exam.
I've never made a good housewife anyway, and I think the fact that the teachers are like completely putting us into a category where we've got no other choice to be a housewife, I think that's absolutely rubbish. It's not for me at all.
No, this is Greece! Girls, I can't believe this. You are glazing with lard. Are you glazing with lard? I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Oh my word. Holly, are these yours? What is wrong with this pastry? It's too short. Because what didn't Holly do? She didn't add any water, so it's like biscuit pastry. It's like a mutant.
It's break, and there's a whiff of conspiracy in the air. Holly makes a bid for freedom. Most of her schoolmates decide to follow suit.
Go back! Go back! Go back! Back!
But the gates are locked, and Holly is left with nowhere to run.
Perhaps we've just lost our bearings, eh? Let me escort you back to the class. Come with me.
Sarah, come here. Sarah?
One by one, the pupils at Hope Green are rounded up.
It went that way, saw a squirrel. Look, did I ask you for an opinion?
No, listen,
no,
we saw a bird in distress fall from the sky.
Hi, Ben.
Right, I'll have you all lined up against that wall. Sarah. Oh,
It's my fault they shouldn't get in any trouble.
The headmaster is keen to get to the bottom of things.
What were you doing?
We just ran around that way.
Why?
Well, I just followed the crowd really.
Why?
Because of, I don't know, so just went with my first instinct.
And your part in this?
I was like the majority of the crowd. We all ran round the side.
Why?
I think it was because, sir, I think.
Why?
Because we all got caught up in the heat of the moment, and it was all just very fast. And I just think that it was a bit of a hubbub and excitement, and she ran, and everyone was running after her, and I just think that everyone just wanted to investigate what the problem was. So we all just ran, and we just didn't think of what the outcome would be, and we just got carried away in the heat of the moment, sir.
It would appear this afternoon that the incident was sparked by the actions of one individual, and a lot of people unthinkingly followed. So we needed to deal with everybody who was involved in the same way, and to make clear that this sort of behaviour will not be tolerated.
One school came
Have you ever been, I wonder, on the receiving end of this? And if so, has it had any effect on you since? And have indeed you thought about it since?
For many head teachers, corporal punishment was an invaluable weapon in their armoury against the unruly child, and they saw nothing wrong in administering a sound beating.
Charles Gardner believes in making a good many rules and canes both boys and girls when they break them. He regards other punishments, such as lines, as a waste of time.
A waste of time, perhaps, but caning is now illegal, so the pupils involved in the breakout are given 400 lines as punishment.
Today has been just like the worst day. I really miss my family and my friends and everyone. I just want to be out of here. I'm not going to last 4 weeks, I don't think.
Silence! Next week on That'll Teach Him, Ben Barber learns his lesson.
I hope that's not a smile, Bob. I hope it's pain.
No, it's pain.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
And Perry Goyen has a lesson in love.